Hello, Namaskara, Vanakkam, Namaste. So we
Oh,
are into the second episode in this IPL team review series. Yesterday, I guess you would have seen we had a huge panel, five five of us, and we spoke about five teams. Uh, Today we don't have such a huge panel, but still we'll be talking about five teams. That means the two panelists there are getting two teams to choose. So before we start, just let's make clear we spoke about five teams yesterday. In case you have not watched that video, you can go to the link which will be given in this video. We spoke about KKR, we spoke about GT, PBK, Punjab Kings, Lucknow Super Giants, and Delhi Capitals.
yeah.
Okay, so today we'll be starting off with SRH, CSK, MI, RR, and finally with RCB. Okay, now don't question why is RCB in the bottom. So this is nothing to do with that table rankings or anything. It is just the order which we have chosen to.
All right.
So guys, excited uh, ab-
Very
about today's
excited.
episode?
Yeah, a
Very
bit.
excited. And sorry to cut you off, Akshara. Just wanted to apologize to our viewers, our limited viewers, that we couldn't clearly mention all the 11 players uh, for each team. But today we will be doing that. Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds perfect. So talking of playing 11, right?
Mhm.
Amok, which are the two teams you would be talking today?
I'll be talking about CSK and SRH.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Two South teams. And Akshar?
Yeah, I will go today with with Mumbai Indians as well as Rajasthan Royals. It's a mixed
Right.
bag.
Right. So let's talk about Rajasthan Royals. This is a interesting team. Not many talk about this team, but they're the dark horse. We saw what they did last season. They reached the
Yeah.
finals. And yesterday, Vishal was pointing out the impact player rule might actually help a team like RR. Right. So, Akshar, if we have to start off with a RR playing 11, who do you think will fit in there?
Yeah, I think it's a settled unit. Honestly, they reached the finals and yeah, narrowly missed out on winning a second title since the inaugural season. It would have been befitting to also win the inaugural 10 team season, but of course, RR couldn't manage that. Um, what I feel is that since the unit is same, they wouldn't tinker a lot. Of course, Sanju Samson is now captain again, and that means that Josh Butler has more freedom. And last year, Josh Butler was a beast. He almost was on par to beat Virat Kohli's record. It is crazy what he did last season. And I think they will go with the same combination right up at the top. Um, and with the DDP coming at number three, I think they have a very good top three already settled. So Butler, Jaiswal, DDP. Samson may come at maybe four, or and Hetmeyer at five. And I think their team already starts looking really strong. And I think they have a Jason Holder coming at six. And yeah, immediately the batting unit is so powerful, solid. They already have played with each other. And yeah, I think that solid batting unit does not have a nice finisher. And I think that's some place where they may use this concept of some kind of a the wild card, I forget the name, the
Impact player.
impact player. Yeah, thank you. Wild card, the
Well,
impact player, because they have four choices, and I think they will nominate at least one or two finisher roles. because they're not always needed. Mind you, these top five will contribute 8 to 10 of their 14 matches. They need the impact player at number 7 only 2 to 4 matches. So they really have the luxury of nominating 2 high impact players. And then if you come to bowling, yeah, the best spin unit out there, Chahal and Ashwin. Smart cookies. Chahal picked up, I think, 27 wickets last year. Yeah, it's crazy what the team did, especially in the slower and slower pitches. How they will do with the current format where the pitches don't slow down as much as they did last IPL, I do not know, but I think they're still very vital. The only unit I think that can have an issue is actually the bowling unit in pace bowlers. They have a Bolt, but I'm still not sold on Saini, and I'm not sure who else they will go with their pace bowling attack.
Krishna is a
They
huge
do
loss.
have some options, but yeah, I see their pace bowling with Prasidh Krishna maybe in there, or even old
With the injury concerns,
talisman
right?
like
So,
Sandeep Sharma. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't
And
know how they
also
will do.
the raw pace of Kuldeep Sen,
Oh yeah,
that could be
that's
interesting.
yeah, it could be interesting, but they're not proven candidates, and we know even highly talked of players like Shah Rukh Khan struggled last season. They were just in the thing, and some people like us, yeah, Sakaria can come and become an IPL great,
Star,
yeah,
right?
star, great, okay, star, but some teams you just can't, and that's the 11 I think they'll go with. Some gaps, pace bowling ending. They have to figure something out, but I think they are a settled unit, and I see them actually going to the playoffs again.
And also, I guess you missed out on Riyan Parag.
Yeah,
He's had a great domestic season and he has been scoring runs very quickly. So, you spoke about the finishing role. Probably he might be the player who could fit in there, or they might try to develop him as a finisher.
yeah, that's true. I did omit the name, but I don't think he's there yet. And yeah, he's a handy 2 overs bowler and maybe 10 balls batter, but not really the uh, impact player or also a match winner. But yeah, definitely a handy team man.
So that's a big call there. You're saying they'll reach playoffs. We'll see. The other team which would want to reach playoff and they look really strong on paper is SRH. Amog, if we have to touch, it's SRH, and they have a new captain this time around. What are your thoughts?
I think master stroke from the entire management kind of has changed. They've had a lot of change, not only in the team, they've had a change in their management also over the last few years. And I think now with this combination on paper, I would say this is a team that is looking like it's 2016 of SRH. That they're that potential. The only question mark will come down to, are there bowlers in their peak? Like what is Bhuvi like at the peak of what he was in 2016? Is Natarajan at his peak like what he's in 2019-20? The problem is none of them look like they are at their peak. So their bowling is their only concern. But their batting, my dear fellows and my dear viewers, they have got the best batting in this entire IPL. They've got Mayank Agarwal, Abhishek Sharma, Tripathi, Aiden Markram, who's probably in his form of his life, and then here is the name which I am telling you is going to take IPL by the storm. I hope he's not Anna Maxwell, but if he has one season also like a Maxwell of 2011, Harry Brook is going to send few balls flying into the stands. He's going to be the biggest player to look out for. He's in the form of his life. I think that will really come in handy for SRH. And then you have someone like Glenn Phillips, who's again another monstrous hitter. And then you have Sundar, who is like, at your number 7, he's still a very good handy batsman. So this batting lineup is probably the most gun batting lineup that is there in the entire IPL. I mean, and all these guys are in form. I would say that all these guys are in form. So that's what makes them really threatening. Now, bowling is a concern, but I think they will somehow, make do with it. I clearly see them at least win 7 to 8 matches purely by their batting alone. The bowling will come in handy. So this is one team which is for sure going to go into the playoff.
Yeah, you mentioned right. So bowling, of course, they have options in foreigners like Jansen, and then also someone like Samad, who was the find of the season for them last year. So
Yes, correct.
he's also one of the players. And also, you spoke about Harry Brook and Glenn Phillips. They have a like-to-like replacement in Klassen as well, who can also hit the ball long way. So overall, the team looks solid and covered.
Yeah, so one more point that I would like to add is Adil Rashid coming into the team just strengthens our bowling just enough that 4 hours he may not pick up wickets, he may not pick you wickets, but he's going to go in very, with a very economical 4 hours 28 kind of a game. He's always going to come and do that for you.
Yeah.
Right, that's a good point there.
I'm also really eager to see how Harry Brook plays. Amok said he's in the form of his life, but his life only started 6 test matches ago. So I think, yeah, he's just
No, I mean
taken cricket by storm.
2022 when he toured to Pakistan. His career started from there. I mean, at least that's when I got to know there's one guy called Harry Brook,
Yeah.
and since then he's been some. What a player, man! It's unbelievable what he's doing.
Yeah, the
Right.
consistency is scary as an Indian fan.
So we just spoke about a team which looks very strong on paper, right? Moving on to the next team. This is a champion team for a long, long time, but strangely, they don't look that strong this year on papers. We're talking about Mumbai Indians.
Yeah.
Akshar, what do you think? What went wrong? I mean, we're just assuming things, but it looks slightly weak when compared to the Mumbai Indians team, threatening team.
Yeah, I think they tried a left field option and it never worked out in their auction strategy, especially in the mega auction. They went with, of course, they retained Bumrah, but they went for Jofra Archer, big money in fact. And Jofra Archer himself was not even fit last year, and they bet on a long-term strategy, and they wanted to keep him for this 2023 IPL and hope that Bumrah and Archer would deliver for him. And Bumrah is now injured, so I would say, yeah, tough luck for Mumbai Indians, and a missing Bumrah is a huge gap to fill. Um, and there is some form threats, let's say, also in their batting department. If I look at the team, and the fact that there are so many uncertainties, that's what will hurt them. And I actually don't see them qualifying again this year. I don't expect them to be bottom. That was a bit unexpected even last year, but they have definitely serious issues that they need to tackle. If I look at the team itself, I think a lot of players pick themselves, and if you see, I think Rohit will start at the top. I also think Kishan may actually go also on the at the top, or they may push him down to number 3, depending on the um, field as well as what form Ishan Kishan is in. He scored a 200, mind you, the last time he played, and then he's not played, so it's crazy. And then, of course, apart from them, you have a Cameron Green who may play. Up top also, they're I think that's how they will go with their combination, with Sky coming at number 4. Mind you, the sky in ODI cricket is different from the sky in T20 cricket. And in T20 cricket, he's an impact player. Every shot he plays, every 360-degree stroke is just amazing to watch. And watch out for him again this IPL. He will bring the heat. He's on a unlucky three golden duck form, which is yeah, crazy. But I think yeah, form is only temporary. Class is permanent in his class. I still think they have some other players, like probably they'll play with Tilak Verma and Tim David as a combination in that lower middle order. Tim David, we know, can tonk the ball. He's really a high impact player. I also see somebody like Deval Bravis if they are going that direction to as a person. Maybe a Ramandeep Singh or Vishnu Vinod can also come in at that sixth slot, seventh slot, and that is where I think they will play the card of some some sort of impact player card. But I think missing a gun Indian bowler will impact their combinations, and I think that will hurt them quite a bit because I look at their bowling unit and I don't really see anybody um, who can directly replace Jasprit Bumrah. So they may have to go with certain other bowlers, probably Berendorf. Jai Richardson is also not available. So it will be very tricky. And I think this year we will see what happens to them will be very similar to what has happened to RCB in their worst years in 2018 and 2019. If you remember, RCB just never could win games because the bowling unit was never good enough and the batting unit depended on two players. I think something similar will happen with Mumbai this year.
Yes, the bowling
I
look
think
shaky, and also the 5-6-7 is a huge concern for them.
Yeah.
I think again, this is another team which has got amazing batsmen. It's just they were not in form last year. Clearly, that was the only thing that was happening, especially leading from their captain. Rohit Sharma was beyond pathetic last year. So it all comes down to how Rohit Sharma is in form, and if your captain is in form, it kind of rubs off on others, and then the entire team comes together. That's how the
I
game
agree with
moves.
you, Amok, but with 10 teams, qualifying to top four is so much harder. And I think even if Rohit Sharma performs well, it will still a mountain to climb for Mumbai Indians, and I still don't see them coming to top four.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big statement there. Uh, here's we just spoke about MI, and obviously there's another team which we'll have to talk when we're talking of the champion teams here, the arch rivals, and the second most mm, IPL trophy team, which is the Chennai Super Kings. It's been said for a few years now that this would be the last IPL for MS Dhoni. Okay, we've been hearing it from 2019, but we have moved to 2023 now. Amok, what do you think? Now, first question: will this be the last year for MS Dhoni? And then you can
I,
talk about the team.
I think emotionally, um, if had 2021 happened here in India, and if there was a match and finals had the one, I think that would have been a nice signing off moment for him. But since he didn't get to play in the ground, which so many fans out there would like to see him walk, do a lap of honor, and I think personally, since he didn't get that, in the blue, would at least want that personally in there. I'm guessing that is why he's playing this one extra season, and yeah, just like you never know. Knowing Dhoni, you may just say after the last match, like this is not my last season, and he might play till 45. That guy, can you see him? Did you see his photos, he's gun fit. He looks like 35, so you can never rule him out. But yeah, so Dhoni looks like this. I think emotional quotient wise, I would say this would be his last.
Yeah.
And going to the team this time, of course, we will be touching upon RCB as well. But this time, the South three teams actually are all looking very good. Of course, SRH I already spoke about. CSK again, the same thing. It comes down to the problem is with their bowling. Batting wise, I think batting there is everybody bats except for Mukesh Chaudhary, who's a left-arm pacer, and Tikshana, who cannot hold the bat at all. There are 9 batsmen to them. There are 9 people on their given day can win them matches. So that is crazy. So and everyone can bat anywhere. It's not like there is a fixed position except for the openers, that is Conway and Gaikwad. There is everybody else can be floated depending on the situation, depending on how the conditions are. So that is the biggest strength I see this time that MSD is going to hold. And MSD himself, he can bat wherever he wants. He can just promote himself at number 3. I'm going to go give a whack, or I'm going to play my finishing role. He has Jaddu to fill in. And look at that mixed bag of left-handers and right-handers. That is one huge advantage. They can keep alternating, a right-hander to a left-hander throughout their, top 7 to 8 batsmen. So it's never going to be fixed line of attack. If you've got a left-hand off spinner coming in, then send 2 lefties there. That is how they can plan an entire opposition out. So that is the reason why CSK looks really threatening this time. But they have, without Dwayne Bravo at his peak, their bowling in their debt is going to definitely cost them matches. Because apart from Deepak Chahar, and Mukesh Chaudhary did well, let's not take anything away from him. And, I Ben Stokes historically has been pathetic in the in the death. So they've got a big gaping hole in the death. 16 to 20 can literally take their game away, is what I feel. But they're playing in slow tracks in Chennai, so you can actually use spinners to finish towards the ending. Knowing Dhoni, he would do something like that. But still, that is one huge factor why I'm not putting CSK in that pedestrian of top 2 this time.
That's a good point. Talking of spinners, they have backup in Santner as well. But again,
Right.
who would he replace? Because Moeen Ali can get you those overs. Tikshana will bowl spin, and you have Jaddu as well.
Yeah.
So lot of options for them. So
I think
good
they may
point which you
go
mentioned
with
is
spin at their death. Honestly, that's how I think.
right. Very good point which you mentioned is the left hand right hand combination. That I feel Chennai is the only team which boasts of this strength in the entire IPL. Having said that, it is a tricky situation where to send whom. Every game, there's no fixed batting order there because
Right.
you have a lot of floaters. So this can also be a uh, con for them. Having said, they look
Yeah.
really strong, and I personally feel they are one team
Where
which. Uh,
sorry, please continue. Please continue. Yeah.
yeah,
Please continue.
so I just wanted to finish. They would probably reach the playoffs just by this, just by looking at this team. We're discussing teams which are strong on paper, right? So on paper, of course, they're in top 4, if not 5.
Right. So what I would like to say is regarding that point where that con can be somehow mushed off a little because of the street smart that Dhoni is. I think that is where MSD is MSD. Look at that team, and you can say everyone is almost captain material there. Everyone is a captain material, but they all still look up to him because of that street smart and the way he's so aware, he's probably the brainiest cricketer that's I personally have seen. So I'm sure that is the factor which is. I'm still not yet writing them off to the top two because of their bowling weakness, but they're there in the contenders for top four. They are there. They definitely will give a run for each team to play. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun CSK team to watch. It won't be like last year for sure.
Yeah. Uh, Only change is there was this saying CSK is the old age team or the uncle's team. Uh, this time it's like a mix of a lot of youngsters. Plus, of course, we wouldn't want to call them old people. They're like aging like old wine, right? So
Absolutely.
yes. So we are left with one more team, which is see, we've been following IPL from a long time, and it's been due. Okay, it's been due for 15 years now for the support this team has and for the way this team brands itself, right? Mm, it's a huge brand to start off with. Right now, Qatar Airways are the sponsors. So RCB, they've been consistent for the last few years. They're reaching playoffs. Mm, But that said, all the years they reached playoffs, they were not playing in Chinnaswamy. So Chinnaswamy, they have good support, good backup, everything. But the record, home record, it's not like a fortress which something like CSK possess, right? So how good or bad will that be? Said that because they've had a great 3 seasons. Will they continue that, or mm, the horrors of Chinnaswamy haunt them? Akshar, you can start off.
Yeah, I think RCB not only playing Chinnaswamy this year, they also play a bulk of their first few games in Chinnaswamy, and that's because of the election in Karnataka. But of course, that puts in RCB at a weird stage. Let's say they play a lot of home and then they go away. I think it's I have a feeling it can actually help RCB, especially in the starting games when it's a bit uh, the units are not all settled in. I think RCB has a very good chance to pounce on others because we also have some really good batsmen, and the pitch itself is sometimes up and down. So we do not know what kind of surface we will get. But one thing is for certain, the crowd will be there cheering RCB every single ball, and that really will boost many of these players. The second reason I think RCB actually can do well is because this is not the first time they're playing with this unit. Had it been last year, where it's a new team, and then also Chinnaswamy, I would have been a lot more fearful. But now I'm confident in this bowling unit, especially with handy overs from Maxwell. Vanindo Hasaranga was he took 26 wickets, and I think these people will get hit for runs. It's about coming back and picking those wickets, and I think RCB will do that.
Amog, the injury concerns for RCB, but uh, I think the bases are covered really well. Let's say if Maxwell is not fit, someone like Bracewell can come in, who will probably give you those 2 overs and also can bat, right? Likewise, Hazelwood, if he's not available, you have someone like Topley to
Yeah.
replace him.
Yep.
So, where do you think the problem lies in RCB? Because overall, the team is covered really well. They pick themselves. If there's a concern area, which would that be?
Um. So see, you know, this is that team. This is that team which, come the crunch moment, come the crunch situation, they choke. So that is the factor which is the worrying factor. There is nothing else. I feel when we play as a team, we absolutely dominate, and when we win in big margins. We actually, literally dominated last time couple of matches, and in fact, historically, if you see, we end up dominating when we play as a team, and suddenly come the crunch moment, 2 3 people falter, and the rest is history. And I feel that's what's historically haunted us. And see, one thing that I would like to say this time, if RCB has to win, I will not look at the form of the batsmen. I'm going to look at the form of our bowlers. Our bowlers have to win us the matches. And so, who am I going to look at? I'm going to look at Mohammad Siraj. How does he lead the way? How, in tests, he is really hungry to take that ball. He's really, in the white ball recently, he's really hungry to take it. He's already saying that, okay, while looking at Bumrah, I'm here. That is the kind of attitude he's already showing on the field. And if he can come in with that attitude, come in with that kind of hunger, I think RCB is going to be a gun team to beat, because batting we will somehow do it. Will somehow score 200, but the bowling is going to be the factor which we have to look forward to.
Absolutely. Just to tell our viewers, if this would probably be RCB's pick, Faf and Virat might open, and if Patidar is not available, maybe Anuj Rawat can replace him at number 3, and then you have Maxi followed by Lomra, DK, Shabazz, and then the bowlers in Asaranga and Harshal Patel. Of course, his form is also something which is very important. Then Hazelwood or Topley or Siraj. So
Right.
this would probably be the 11. Okay,
Yes.
before we wrap it up, Amok, very quick question. I'm wearing orange cap. Who would be the orange cap holder this season? One name in 2 seconds.
Virat Kohli. This time is going to be Virat Kohli. He's already shown signs of it. He will definitely lead the team.
Okay, that leads to the next question. Akshay, purple cap holder?
From RCB, of course, Amindo Hasranga.
Oh, I was asking in general, but you both have picked from RCB itself, I guess.
Yeah. No,
So,
this time it's going to be this time. I said it from entire IPL point of view. Purple cap. If I don't know, purple cap. I have no idea of who is going to be.
no, that
But
question was for Akshar. So he guessed Hasranga. Let's wait.
he was being specific about RCB. I'm not too sure if he's going to be saying the same name if you're going to ask for all teams together.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for joining today's call, and this was nice discussing. Hope to
Just
see you
one
guys
last
soon.
one last question I want to ask you, Abhi. Who do you think will be the impact player for us? Who is going to be our impact player?
Virat would be the impact player.
No, not impact player. I am talking about the rule impact player.
Okay, Suresh